Have you ever thought about a seed? Good seeds are little things that, if planted at the right time, the right place, and are tended to, become huge blessings down the road. Whatever seeds you're sowing today, seeds for your future, for your family, for your faith, or for actual food, you're at the right place. Welcome to the Sowing Seed Podcast. Now from the studio, 20 yards from the chicken coop, and that's for reals, y'all. Here's your host, Matt Miller.
Perfection is the enemy of progress. I've been podcasting now about 2.5 years. Absolutely love it. I think I've really found my calling, to be honest. But anyway, I've come across several over the last couple of years who had a desire, who had an ability, and who had a skill set that lent themselves perfectly to podcasting, but took much longer to get in the game than, to be honest, they really should have. One of the guys is a guy by the name of Bill Griggs. I still don't quite understand all that Bill podcasts about and his world, but I ran into him at the Podcast Movement Conference a couple of years ago, and he tells this story, so that's why I'm able to tell it here. I ran into him at the conference. He ended up hanging out with me and some of the other guys that I was there with. And about midway through the conference, we got to talking about our podcasts. And at the time, I had not yet launched a podcast myself, nor had Bill. In fact, Bill had already recorded multiple episodes and had been at it several months before me. I didn't even have my equipment in yet. It was on order, but it hadn't been delivered yet. And as we started talking, Bill was discussing the fact that he had recorded some episodes, but they really didn't come out the way he thought they should. And so he was going to go back and re-record them and then, eventually launch. And I stopped in the middle of our conversation and I said, Bill, stop it. Launch. And he was like, but Matt, there was this and there was this and there was this detailed and whatever. I said, Bill, nobody cares. Nobody's going to know except for you. So launch. In fact, you're months ahead of me. You've already recorded some episodes. I haven't. I don't even have my equipment yet, but I will by the time I get back from this conference. I challenge you, let's make a deal that we both launch a week from today with our first show. And he decided to take me up on it. I think I ended up launching a week later. He ended up launching 8 days later. The fact of the matter is that we launched, and since that point, Bill has become the go-to guy in his 3D printing space that he's an expert in. Has a Facebook community that I just noticed in the last couple of days that now has over 10,000 members in the group. And that podcast has totally put him on the path of success. And he's become the expert in his field to so many more than just his sphere of influence. Because he did not let perfection get in the way of progress. See, here's what I know. and I heard this from Stage several years ago, we all in the podcast world have 20 episodes, 20 really, really crummy ones in us, and it doesn't matter. You've got to get them out. So getting ready to launch is foolish, because we all grow and get better with everything that we do with practice and by actually being in the game. Got another buddy of mine, Scott Hooper. He recently launched the Inspire a Kid podcast. This guy is the most amazing storyteller I have ever heard. And if you haven't checked out his show, you need to. But anyway, Scott wrestled with that perfection mindset as well. And I was able to challenge him. He launched, and his episodes, he just launched number 5 this week. Each and every episode has gotten better and better and better and better. And number 5, man, he should be on a nationally syndicated show of some kind, like a Paul Harvey used to be. He's that good. Guys, what is it that you're striving for perfection for that will never happen, by the way, that's preventing you from making real progress? Stop putting your high and unattainable standards on everything you do and hiding behind those standards to get out there and make a difference, and to prevent you from making a positive impact with what you do, with your expertise, with what you're passionate about. Don't let perfection or the striving for it be the enemy of progress for you in your life. You know, I don't know where this podcast is going. I really don't. I've got an idea. I've got a vision, but I still don't really know where it's going to lead. Just like I had no clue where my company, School Spirit Vending, 10 years ago was going to lead. There was no way I could have imagined in a million years that I'd be heading up a national franchise today with 106 franchise families in 40 states, thousands of schools that we serve, way back when I had this crazy idea. You know, the first machine that I put out in a school was red. It was cobbled together on a stand that really wasn't meant for the type of machine that we use. But it's all I had. And I was more interested in proving the concept and making some money that I really needed to make at that point in time than having the perfect product before launch. We've changed things over the years. Our machines are now black. They're now all standard size and design, and they're developed specifically for the schools that we're in, with custom artwork by the school, custom stickers for the school, you name it. But at the very beginning, it was a red machine on a stand that wasn't meant for it, cobbled together at the last minute because West Columbia Elementary in West Columbia, Texas, said yes to testing our program. Hope this helps, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Sowing Seed Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a 5-star review in iTunes or your podcast player of choice. So until next time, go plant the seed you need to succeed.